Well, I better get a move on for these side set review videos because EX8 is literally upon us in under a month. Word along the grapevine has spelled out that EX8 will officially drop on January 10th, 2025, the week immediately after Nationals. And while I could wait until after Nationals to do these videos, there just isn't enough time for setting aside some money for it before it drops. So without further ado, let's start with the first video for EX8 with the Tyrannomon cards. Going back to the beginning, let's look at Koromon. This level 2 Digimon is yet another Digimon that has the Liberator trait, but unlike previous Koromons that explicitly support Greymon, this Digimon has a when attacking effect where if this Digimon has Tyrannomon or the Dinosaur trait, i.e. Agumon X's and even Greymons, you can delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 3000 DP or less. Bottom line, it's alright, BT14 Koromon still reigns supreme. But let's look at the other cards before we give final judgment. Red-Green Agumon is the searcher for the deck that can find one Digimon with Tyrannomon in its name, or a Digimon with the Reptile or Dinosaur trait. Meaning hilariously, it can find itself and all Tyrannomon Digimon. You could use this for Greymon decks, but it'll only ever be a +0 and never a +1, considering you won't run Ryutaro Williams. Ryutaro Williams is the next Liberator Tamer, who gets some immense support. Its inheritable is also decent if you're going to use that white Greymon, because again, that +2000 DP is static and not conditional on attacking. The green-purple Agumon has an on-play effect that suspends one Digimon and gives your entire stack retaliation. This Digimon also digivolves from Koromon for 0, but hilariously again, you could start doing some wacky things with Greymon decks. Not saying it's a great way to do it, but I'm here for the meme interactions. Jumping to the level 4s, Tyrannomon can digivolve from any level 3 Digimon with a Reptile trait for a cost of 2, though you could normally digivolve from a green or red card for a cost of 3. This Liberator trait Digimon also has a security effect, in which you play it without paying the cost. It has a start of main phase and when digivolving effect that gives it +3000 DP until the end of the turn. An 8000 DP body, that's kind of huge. And considering you could digivolve over it after, the buff persists with your level 5, making it extra beefy. Doing a quick search, I found that Reptile Digimon-wise, outside of Agumon, you could also be using Gaussmon, Guilmon, but for the more funny Digivolution crosses, Gabumon and Sonorizamon. The Dark variant, Darktyrannomon, has an on-play and when digivolving effect that suspends one of your opponent's Tamers. Then one of their Tamers can't unsuspend until the end of their turn. Like the green-purple Agumon, it has inheritable retaliation. Not as funny as the other Tyrannomon, but nonetheless, some Tamer interaction can be helpful. Looking at mastertyrannomon, this Digimon has 8000 DP, Fortitude, and an on-play and when digivolving effect that may suspend one Digimon. Then if this Digimon is suspended, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 8000 DP or less. Considering you could suspend itself for the on-play effect after deletion, this is where you can remove most level 5 or lower Digimon. Combine this with the Tyrannomon as a start of main phase, and holy crap, this Digimon is 13,000 DP. Its inheritable is a simple extra security check, which is honestly pretty standard for some Tyrannomon cards. The last level 5 looks at Metaltyrannomon, a Digimon that has the same inheritable as its previous counterpart that trashes the top security when it deletes an opponent's Digimon in battle. Meaning at this point, Machinedramon decks can optimally fit one of each types of these effects to get a full collision stack with Trash 5 security in one go. However, unlike BT11 Metaltyrannomon, this 7 play cost Digimon has an on-play and when digivolving effect that may suspend one Digimon. Then if this Digimon is suspended, de-digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon, and this Digimon can be returned to the hand or deck by an opponent's effect, or de-digivolved until the end of their turn. Meaning at this point, outside of the blanket protection, this Digimon can only be DP reduced and its security attack reduced. Pretty crazy considering in addition to being a cyborg, this Digimon is also treated as being a dinosaur trait. Did I mention this Digimon could be digivolved on top of any dinosaur trait Digimon, whether it be Tyrannomon, Darktyrannomon, Greymon, Geogreymon, and more? This card is absolutely amazing. But the last Digimon to go over for this set review video is going to be Dinomon, a Digimon that has the Dinosaur and Liberator trait. Up till now, only the main core cards that are green and red also have the Liberator trait. The rest do not, which doesn't help if you're going to use consistency cards like Vortex Resonance. That being said, Dinomon is a massive boss monster with a cost of 5 from a generic green or red Digimon, or 4 specifically from a level 5 Digimon with Tyrannomon in its name, or the Dinosaur trait. Your only other options out of the Mastertyrannomon and Metaltyrannomon being Triceramon. although realistically there's also mametyramon too. This Digimon has Security Attack +1 and Fortitude. On play and when digivolving, you may suspend one Digimon, then delete one of your opponent's suspended Digimon with the lowest DP. Additionally, on your opponent's turn, while this Digimon is suspended, all of your opponent's Digimon can only attack suspended Digimon. The bigger you make your Digimon, the harder it is for them to get to your security. But the final card that EX8 offers for this archetype is going to go to Ryutaro Williams. This 3-cost red tamer gives 1 memory if your opponent has a Digimon in play. Your turn, when one of your Digimon with Tyrannomon in its name attacks. By suspending this tamer, that Digimon may digivolve into a Digimon card with Tyrannomon in its name, or the dinosaur trait, in the hand with the Digivolution cost reduced by 1. In essence, this is probably the closest the deck can get with blitzing, considering you could attack with Metaltyrannomon or mastertyrannomon and go into Dinomon. And while normally this would be where I end the video, I do want to try something a little new in regards to theory crafting in the same video. I'll probably do the first couple set review episodes like this, and as I get feedback, adjust the later videos. But I think it's important to get some preliminary thoughts cooking. So like a normal video, I'm going to dump the entire deck profile for you to consider. Level 2s, it's simple. BT14 Koromon. Nothing else matters. This card makes it so that whenever you check a security, you get to draw a card once per turn. Level 3s, it's all agumons, and honestly I went with all the red agumons, mainly because a lot of my option cards need red as a source to use them. First, you have the Searcher that we went over earlier that can find a large majority of your deck minus Taiga and option cards. But other fun considerations were the old starter deck Agumon because this can give you DP buffs with each attack, making you bigger and bigger for the turn. But the last one is a little bit of an odd choice, being EX4 Agumon. This Digimon can also digivolve from Koromon for a cost of 0. But the kicker here is that this Digimon can gain you 1 memory if you have a red or yellow tamer in play. And oh look, Ryutaro Williams meets this criteria. And when Ryutaro is suspended for his effect, that's a draw for you as well in the Inheritable. One reason why I'm utilizing all red Agumons is also for the red scramble option, being able to play only red Digimon with 2000 DP or less. Level 4s, it's strictly Tyrannomons, though I will say Tyrannomon X is going to be one of the box topper promos for this set. This Digimon has Raid, and a when attacking effect that lets you go into another Digimon Tyrannomon in its name, or the dinosaur trait for the cost reduced by 1, meaning on average 2. And it does provide inheritable piercing as well. Of course 4 EX8 Tyrannomons for that security effect, and your EX1 Tyrannomon that can play Taiga. That being said, you'll want to run more of the BT11 variants because these can play any of your tamers. Level 5s, you've got Metaltyrannomon from EX8, and the promo Mametyramon considering this Digimon is also treated as Tyrannomon named. This promo has Collision and Blocker, but also when an opponent's Digimon becomes suspended, you unsuspend this Digimon, meaning you could in theory force a block with a lot of DP buffs with that starter deck Agumon. Then when you digivolve up, it's going to be crazy. With the level 6s, the only one I could really find good effects with was Dinomon, because this is the beastliest dinosaur card for the archetype, though you could still explore Tyrannomon if you really wanted to. Level 7s, since you are running Agumons, it also means Bond of Bravery Ace can be dumped into this deck, and even though it might get bottom decked or hit the trash from the security, red scrambles can nab them back and set up that Agumon play. Option wise, I went with 3 red scrambles for the cheaper cost climb, though this will fail specifically from 4 to 5 and 5 to 6, because the Digimon are not red through and through. But this play is more so for the Agumon play, Agumon recovery, and going from some of the level 3s to level 4s. Interestingly, I was wondering what I could do to help with consistency, and because the level 5s all have black as a secondary color, Garnet Memory Boost felt like the right play here to search for anything in the deck, minus tamers and options. Lastly, tamers in the form of 3 Taiga to give your Digimon piercing and reduction costs. But of course you're going to maximize the value with Ryutaro Williams because this provides the most synergy for the deck and can climb to next level mid-attack. But overall, this deck hasn't been tested, and I am going to say that I'm kind of happy the direction the deck has taken. Generally, what are your thoughts on the Tyrannomon archetype with the upcoming release of these cards? What are the elements of this preliminary deck that you like, and what's next on my set review list? Tune in tomorrow. This is DIGI-PANDA, logging out.